Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, December 28th. It is 6:21 right now. Market's going to open in about 9 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and we'll get started shortly with my analysis for today. It's got a couple things here to update, and we should be good to go. All right, it's good. It's good. A few more things here. All right, it looks like we are good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. And we'll be started. All right, there goes the link. Goes that. All right, as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here on our clean chart. Going down to the 8-hour. Going down to the 4-hour. Going down to the 2-hour. Down to the 1-hour. Down to the 30-minute. I'll change this color here to red. Down to the 15-minute. Down to the 10. All right, looks like we are good to go. So with that said, we have liquidity sitting up here at 37,978. And we have more liquidity sitting down here at 37,925. So there goes liquidity right there. If anybody's looking. So there goes two levels of liquidity. Prices right in between. It's about 300 pips away from both sides. So we got liquidity marked up right there. Here's our clean chart. Markup 6:30. 8 o'clock. Go up to the 4-hour, see if there's any structure around here. Same structure from yesterday, not really too much of a movement. Actually, pushed up a little higher. So right here. Really small structure. Going down to the 1-hour. Got some structure right there. And that looks like about it. All right, so there goes our clean chart. All right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, December 28th. It is 6:25 right now. Market's going to open in about 3 minutes. Pretty much marked up liquidity already. Here's our clean chart. We have marked up the times, the structure around closest to price. And I think that's pretty much it for the most part. I'll check the news real quick, see if there's anything else for us to look at. But let's see what's here so far. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Stern. Morning, Steven. Morning, Kenny. Morning, everybody. All right, so last thing here to look at would be news real quick. So we had news over here at 5:30. Jobless claims was positive. Jobless claims 4-week average was negative. Initial jobless claims negative. Retail inventory is negative. Good trades balance negative. So it's pretty mixed. all high impact and medium impact news. So for 5:30, we had news. We have more news at 7 and 7:30. So 5:30, 7 and 7:30. I'll mark that up for you guys here. So we had news. Oops. We had news over here at 5:30. And we have more news at 7 and 7:30. All right, that's about it. Clean this up right here. So news at 5:30, 7, 7:30. Hey, Jeff, morning. All right, guys. Looks like the majority of you guys are here so far. So good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, December 28th, 6:27. Market's gonna open in about 3 minutes. Pretty much everything's marked up. Liquidity again is below here and above here. Two levels of liquidity closest to current price. ATR is currently at 5 right now, so super low. Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens when market opens. Hopefully ATR picks up to at least above 15 or around 15. If not, if it stays around 10, it's still okay. It's not going to be great, but it's going to be okay. But yeah, I mean, other than that, we'll see what happens here as price continues to, move along, obviously. So see what happens here in a few moments when market opens. We got about a minute until market opens. Currently have a sell signal right here. Let's take a look at the retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is currently 76% short. This indicates that 76% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So you typically want to do the opposite and buy. So we'll probably be looking for some buys here overall. Looking at fundamentals, fundamentals are currently down 52 points pre-market. So it's not super heavy. It's more on the neutral side. Lastly, looking over here at the technicals, you can see the 1 minute is bearish, 5 minute is bearish, 10 minute is bearish, 30 minute is neutral, 1 hour is neutral, and the 4 hour is bullish. So it's pretty mixed here with regard to the technicals. It's not one-sided. It's kind of mixed right now. So we don't really have too much of a bias here, but it looks like long-term price will probably be bullish for the most part. So, all right, guys, we got market opening in about 20 seconds. See what happens here when market opens. A huge push to the upside right here. Again, you want to be careful with this. I wouldn't take this breakout. You guys can see how crazy this thing's moving. I for sure would not recommend taking this breakout if it closes. Just shot up about 500 pips, 50 points. Same situation as yesterday. This is like literally what we talked about yesterday, if you guys remembered. It's touching the sessions. Not exactly the best area to be looking for a trade. So it's touching both of the sessions right here. If it closes with a buy signal, possibility of an entry, but again, if it doesn't, which it looks like it's not going to, huge wick on top. Probably just sit tight and wait. So there goes liquidity right there. First level of liquidity got hit. Full TP right there, if anybody caught that level of liquidity. Yeah, Rashida said, hope it doesn't close with a buy signal. Same here. So no buy signal there. No breakout V1. So there's another possible buy signal here that's pending. Again, this here could be the breakout, but I'd be very careful about taking this as a breakout because it's already overextended. You can see price pushed up from down here all the way up. It's up about 700 pips. Market was super slow. Now it's picked up quite heavily. So if this here closes with a strong green candle and with the buy signal, this will technically be the breakout version 1. I think it's a little too risky to take, so I'm not going to take it. I mean, if you guys want to take it, you can, but I mean, I personally don't really recommend it. It's getting close to the sessions too. This whole area up here is the session, so you want to be careful with that. Yeah, so just be careful for this area. If price continues to push up higher, you want to be careful because it's going to have to get past the sessions up there. Yeah, it's going to have to touch the upward session. So if you guys are going to take this breakout version one, if it closes, so I actually didn't even close. Um, if it closes, then you just want to be wary because there's going to be a sessions up there waiting for you as soon as you get to that point. All right, so we're still getting this continuing push up. There's still no entries for us here, but we are getting that continuing push to the upside. Yeah, it's a little tricky where it's currently at right now. All right, so there goes the breakout version one right there. Again, I don't really recommend taking it because you have to cut through the sessions. If you wanted to take it, you probably would want to cut out before it gets to the session. So this, I mean, if you took it, you would have probably already pulled out by now because you can see how the sessions are right here. It's exactly where price got manipulated. So if you ever want to take a trade and the trade has to get near the sessions, you want to pull out slightly below it, like not at the line, but slightly below it, because something like this will happen. You guys can see exactly where the manipulation is happening. It is directly at the sessions. This is why we don't trade around the sessions right here. That's why I had it circled. Same situation as yesterday. Yeah, Rashida said, please don't close as a V3. I know, right? Definitely hoping it doesn't. All right, so I'm gonna take this off. I mean, I didn't take the trade, so hopefully nobody else did. You know, I was gonna warn you guys where it's gonna be a risky area to trade, and you can see how obvious it was right there. Price was directly at the sessions. No V3 yet. Look for price kind of retrace a little bit and come back up. But again, this whole area here is going to be off limits. This area and this area down here. So if you get a breakout V3 to the downside, you definitely don't want to take it when it comes near the sessions. It's just going to be a tricky area to be trading in. So here's our clean chart. I don't think there's any structure here yet. So we got that right there. And put this for our resistance level. And this is the 1 minute resistance level. All right, so price is just starting to range around this area. ATR is currently 13 right now, so we're getting some decent movement. It's not super great, but it is better than it's been lately. Yeah, Maddie mentioned that it's getting close to the all-time high. Let's see. Yeah, so the all-time high is the Asia high. So that Asia high right there, that purple line, is the all-time high, it looks like. So just keep an eye out for that. And this thing pushed up pretty heavy from here. All right. So The ATR is still staying pretty high. You guys can see down below. ATR is currently at 14 right now. It was at 13 earlier. So this is a good thing. A good thing is that we have volatility here. The bad thing is that we need to wait for price to really choose its direction. So again, we are just going to wait for some continuation here. Just looking for something over here. All right, price is going back and forth. So I started to see this pattern yesterday that I'm going to try to implement into a strategy. Basically, when the price moves into consolidation and it breaks out into a direction, here, let me just, or I guess I can kind of, or let me see if it works out. It's kind of hard to do it on MC4. I think this is a strategy for like people who trade on TradingView. Let me see if I have a clean. So basically, the thing that I was kind of referring to is like how price right here is like in a range between the structure and the structure right here, right? So whenever price breaks out of the structure, like you just have to identify where the range is at and when price is ranging. So for example, price is ranging right here. If this is the case where price is ranging like this, when price breaks out of this area, you can basically take a trade. But this is it's a discretionary type strategy where you can kind of catch the ride to the upside where it fills a gap. So like same situation with this right here, where price starts to kind of range around this area here. When price comes back down, there's a way to identify when price is going to come this way. And instead of like entering like right up here, you just take a small gap move down here, like with a pending order, like a pending sell stop to basically fill the gap. Not all the way, but towards the bottom. It's kind of similar to liquidity, which actually I think would work better. So momentum here. Let me go back to the liquidity chart. Let's go back to our main chart first. Let's see if there's anything here. So there's nothing here right now, or let's just stick to this for the moment because we might have a breakout V3 coming up. And then I'll keep working towards putting a strategy together. It's basically a liquidity strategy. Yeah, I mean, it's literally a liquidity strategy. This was something that I was working on a while back. I'll try to put something together, guys, like some sort of explanation of like how I trade this, but it's a very discretionary strategy. This could probably be like a liquidity version too. Instead of taking trades at liquidity, you just take trades as price reaches liquidity. Well, we kind of already do that. That's why I already know how to do this because this is similar to what we've been doing using as a confluence. It's just something that I kind of came across yesterday. But for you guys who like to trade liquidity, I think you guys would like it. So I'll put it together at some point and then I'll introduce it to you guys probably at the next mentoring session. So probably next week or the week after. I'll put it together and then I'll explain it to you guys. I need to also test it on the higher time frames. All right, so there's no breakout version 3 over here, as you guys can see. We had the buy signal. Price came to the sessions. We had a sell signal here. It didn't follow with a red candle, so there would be no entry there. But if there was a red candle, this would set up for a breakout V3. So price is pretty much doing what we anticipated. Price is now ranging from where it's currently at. And now at this point, we're just kind of waiting for for something here to happen. But the ATR is staying pretty decently high. So what I kind of want to see, or what I personally want to see, is I want to see price come down a little bit. Maybe get manipulated off the sessions, maybe with a V1, come back up, provide a buy signal, and then we take that from there and write it up. Exactly. Yeah, Rashida said drop down and give us a buy. That's exactly what we're looking for. Yeah, Maddie said he wanted the V3 sell to close to push price down. I was hoping for that too. Now it's just going back and forth. It's pretty much ranging for the most part. Here's our clean chart. So you guys can see there's not really too much going on here. It's just a range. Once you have structure around this area, I'll mark up the low or the support. Once we get a lower low down here, I'll mark up the structure, and then from there, we'll be able to identify where price is actually ranging. Because price can continue dropping lower. This is a high low right here, a higher low. So once we get that lower low, we can draw the lower structure, and then that's going to be exactly where we're going to see price pretty much ranging from. See. So this liquidity is already done with. So we can kind of see where prices over here is turning and churning. All right, so price is coming down to the sessions. Here's the next level of manipulation down here. I'm hoping price comes down, gets manipulated on this area, comes right back up. Exactly what we're looking for. We don't have it yet, but we'll see what happens here shortly. 6:44 right now. We have news here at 7 o'clock, so we still have some time, about 15 minutes till news. ATR is currently at 14, so this can provide us opportunity for a couple different entries. If we have price push up, it can push up for a momentum pullback scalp. There's gonna be a lot of entries here kind of lining up with each other. All right, so let's see what happens here around the sessions. One of two things are going to happen here. Price is either going to break through, continue dropping, or second scenario is price is going to get manipulated, fake out, and come right back up. So let's see what happens here. See if the fake out happens at this point, or if it continues dropping. All right, so you see how price kind of starts to wick off a lot of these sessions here. So you can see how price is down here. Price might drop down a little further, and then you might get some more manipulation on this area. But this whole area here is an area you don't want to be trading in. So we'll look for price to push out of this, whether it goes up or whether it goes down. All right. So let's see if this is the fake out we were looking for. Looks like it might be. There's no V1 pattern here, so unfortunately it doesn't set up as perfect as we were hoping for. But we did get the fake out there. Price starting to push back up. If this is the case, this might be the range. There's no range established yet, but we'll see what happens here shortly. So this thing can continue dropping lower. Just keep that in mind. There's no lower low right here. This is just a higher low. And there's no V1 pattern or anything like that set up. So again, it is a waiting game. All right, so price is pushing back up. We just don't want it to push up too heavy because if it pushes up too heavy, it's going to get too close to the sessions up here. Back up. Looks like price is going to fill the range here. So it looks like the range might have been established. But not for sure yet. All right. So we have a pending buy signal here, but it's not looking like it's going to close. No close there. We have news coming up in about 12 minutes. So price might just continue ranging here until news happens. But there is a pending buy signal right there again. This is the second candle with the pending buy. You guys have seen this before where a lot of times you'll get a pending buy and it'll just be pending for a long time. It'll just keep coming up, disappear, come up, disappear, come up, disappear. If that's the case, then I'm going to avoid this here altogether. But if this here closes, this might set up for a breakout V3 continuation. So we'll see what happens here. This would be the actual breakout V3 actually, but I wouldn't take it for the full move, of course. I'd only take it for 100, but it's not looking so great right here because the retracement wasn't far enough. You know, I was kind of hoping price would come down here and then come up because there's not enough spacing between this middle area here for you to really catch that move. So you guys can see again right here, another pending buy signal. We've had 3 pending buy signals here. 3 pending buy signals, so it's not really looking super great. You know, I think more than 2, 3, maybe 5, and at that point you should probably just avoid it because it's not having enough power for it to push through and actually close as a buy signal. So you want that volatility and that power to be there because you want price to just continue in your direction. We got 20 seconds left on this candle. All right. Again, no buy signal there. So you guys can see how these candles are closing. They're not closing very good at all. And this buy signal here just keeps coming up and disappearing. So if there is a breakout V3 that comes up, I'm probably going to skip it. It's too close to news. And then also the buy signal here doesn't have enough power behind it. So you can see it's been trying to close with a buy signal for the past 4 candles now. And at this point, there's not going to be enough space because when the entry does come up, it's going to have to cut into the sessions up here. So it's all good, guys. Just got to be patient. Entries are going to come to us. Yeah, Camel said the buy signal is going to close right by Asia high, which is going to be the all-time high. So this purple line right here is the all-time high, guys. So you definitely don't like, there's a lot of red flags around this area. For one, it's the sessions. For two, it's the all-time high. So you just want to be very, very careful about any entries that you decide to take around this area here. So there goes the buy signal right there. It looks like it's going to finally close. Yeah, it'll be too close. So I'll just wait after news. But if it does close, we'll mark it up. So we'll mark it up. We'll see where it ends up going. You know, it's always nice to see if the trade actually plays out, even regardless of the red flags here. Right, price is back at the 1 minute resistance level. Looks like the range is pretty much established at this point. It's between this area here. This right here is just a huge fake out to the downside. But realistically, the range is happening up here. All right, no breakout B3, as you guys can see. There was no green candle after it, so buy signal, red candle, no entry there. And again, we're just waiting now. So we got news coming up in about 8 minutes. Retail sentiment is still the same, 77% short. Fundamentals are currently flat. 40 points in the green. All right. Yeah, Rashida said way too close. Nice it didn't close. Yeah, I'm glad it didn't close actually. I prefer not to close so that we don't get caught or people don't get caught in those risky type entries, right? I'm always looking out for you guys to make sure that you guys aren't taking risky entries. So I'm glad that it didn't close because at that point, people don't have the opportunity to FOMO into a trade like that. We got news coming up in about 7 minutes. All right, well, price is currently bullish right now, so I'm gonna go and mark up some structure here. Well, not structure, but these higher highs. So we have the highs marked up right there. We have 2 highs currently. So it's gonna get a little tricky when it comes down to the high-low scalp version 2s. If you guys are looking at the high-low scalp version 2s, you're gonna have to wait for price to come back up. If it establishes a third high around the same area, then at that point, definitely not gonna be looking to take any entries from here. All right, so we got this continuous range right here. Price just going back and forth. It's like price might attempt to push up a bit higher before news. We have 6 minutes till news. So this could be a possible high-low scalp, but again, I wouldn't recommend taking it because it's right at the sessions. Yeah, I would have to touch the sessions to reach your TP. But there's an original high-low scalp here and also setting up for high-low scalp version 2. So this candle closes above the blue line. This could be a high-low scalp, but again, it's too close to news and it's too close to the sessions. So I'll just leave that there. This is the original high-low scalp version 1. You can see right there, it's pushing up. Looks like it's probably gonna hit TP, but it's too close to the sessions up here. It'll probably TP and then get spiked right back down. It's also really close to news too. Yeah, full TP right there. Did exactly what we anticipated. So unfortunately, this was an entry that would have been okay, but it's just way too risky because it was right at the sessions. You can see exactly where price is projecting from, directly off that green line right there. So this right here is the original high-low scalp. You can see price broke and closed past this lower high right here, pushed up. It's way too risky. But you can see exactly where it bounced off. So if you were to take this trade, you have to be paying attention. Like you'd have to pull out manually as soon as price hits CP, or else you get caught in the spike right there. So yeah, exactly. Maddie said he's not risking that, looking for an A+ trade. Same here. But this here would have been nice because you can see right here, there's a confluence, there's a V1 variation pattern. So reversal pattern, price continued back up, broken close, and went straight up. So this would have been a good entry if it wasn't so close to the sessions and so close to news. There's just a couple confluences here. This is why it's good to have a confluence because when you see this reversal pattern, you can see the continuation back to the upside. And that's exactly what played out there. So if you guys took it, nice work. If you guys didn't take it, it's completely fine. I didn't take it, so it's not counting as an official trade. The only trades here that count as official trades are the ones that I take myself. I did mark it up for you guys just for the heads up so that you guys can see if it would play out. Played out perfect. But yeah, other than that, it wasn't a great trade. It wasn't a great trade in my opinion for a number of reasons. Yeah, Brian said definitely got no big balls for that. Yeah, I wouldn't have taken it either. But yeah, if you guys took it, nice work. So we got some TV profits over here. We have Kenny. Kenny locked in the total profit of 3,040 for the day. All wins. Nice work, Kenny. So solid profits right there to kick off the trading session. Haven't taken anything myself, so I'm just waiting, being patient for any opportunity here to present itself. But we have news coming up in about 3 minutes, so probably gonna sit off for a bit and wait for something here to play through. 1 second, guys. Man, I thought my sickness was getting better, but I think it's getting worse. My voice is just getting worse and worse by the day. Sisu said needed many confirmations for something like that. You really had to pay attention. Just like Sean said, it could have easily gone the other way. Yeah, exactly. So you can see over here again, let's just zoom in real quick. You guys can see exactly where price is projecting off, right? The green line. This is exactly why we don't take trades around the sessions, because this is exactly where price gets faked out. Price faked out right there. Price faked out right there. Price faked out right there, right? Red line, London high. Green line, New York high. So you definitely don't want to trade around these areas. Areas are not good areas to trade in. Natasha said, Sean, please don't get sick of my eyes. Yeah, I mean, even if I got sick, I don't think I've ever missed a live session, even if I'm sick. I remember last year I was like super, super sick. I couldn't even talk on the mic. But I was still here on the live session, kind of giving you guys a heads up. So yeah, that's it. I don't think I'll ever miss a day, even if I get sick. And that's the good thing about trading and like having your own schedule, because you can literally just trade in the morning and then go on with it. You can be like super sick and still get up to trade. All right, let's see what we got over here. Let me check the news real quick. The news is coming up in about 30 seconds, medium impact. We have pending home sales year over year and pending home sales month over month. They're forecasting it to be slightly positive, but we'll see what happens here. Last month was negative 8.5. This month they're forecasting to be negative 6%. Same with pending month over month, it was negative 1.5. They're forecasting it to be positive 1%. So we got 5 seconds here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. News is now out. We'll see what the news looks like. So negative over here for pending home sales. There's actually 0%, no home sales. Year over year is actually good. So year over year was good. Month over month was negative. There's no one side to this. It's pretty much mixed. So we got news right there, pretty much mixed news for 7 o'clock. But nothing there specific. You know, there's a high-low scalp V2 that's setting up right here, but I wouldn't take it myself, guys, personally. So the same level that we used earlier for the high-low scalp, there's a high-low scalp V2 that's set up right here. So there's a buy that pushed up, price came back down, and now it's pushing back up right here. I wouldn't recommend taking it because it's going to have to cut into the sessions, and it's going to have to establish an all-time high. So you can see that the TP here is past the all-time high. So it's a huge red flag there. You never want to trade in an area that price has never been in before. That's like a huge no. That's a huge, like, don't want to risk it at all. So it hasn't filled yet, but you guys can see all the levels here. There's about 3 levels here. This is going to indicate that price is ranging, of course. And then if you do take the high-low scalp V2, it's going to have to cut through the sessions and break through it and establish a new all-time high, which is pretty much gambling at that point. You don't really want to risk it. So yeah, so I'll leave this here marked up. I'm not going to take the trade. I'm just going to leave it marked up so we can follow it, and we'll use this as a confluence, because if there's a buy entry here running, it's probably going to run in confluence with the breakout V3 continuation that we would be looking for. So right now we currently have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a fourth candle. If it doesn't push up in the next 2 candles, then there's not going to be a high-low scalp V2, and we'll just delete this line here. We'll have 2 lines up here for a setup, possibly. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. I think this right here would be invalidated too. There's actually 2 high-low scalp V2s that are possibly able to set up. We have one here, and we have one up here. But I think this one here is going to be invalidated too. This candle broken close below 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this here is no longer usable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 5th candle. If this candle here does not touch this area, then this high-low scalp V2 line is going to be invalidated as well. Which is fine. That's kind of what I want to happen. I want price to pull back down a bit further. Back to the lower sessions. There's still no lower level here yet, so we're not able to draw support. Until we get a lower low, there's not going to be a support level here for the 1 minute. All right, we got 20 seconds left on this candle right here. You can see the candles are super, super small. Not really useful at all. Oh, that's the wrong tool. All right. So this candle here didn't push up. This level is no longer useful. I was trying to see if there was a momentum pullback scalp right here, but there wasn't. There's a buy signal here, price pushed up, retracement happened right here. This level would be too low, so there'd be no momentum pullback scalp there. All right, so back to baseline. There's nothing here. ETR is back to 10, 11, it's super low. Thanks, Rashida, for reminding me. Yeah, it's just too low right now. With the ATR so low like this, price is probably just going to range. We need it to be higher, like around at least 12. So, I mean, we'll continue to look for entries here, but the ATR is super low. We didn't really have much of a push based off the news, or maybe this push might be the case. We didn't really have a reaction to the news. News happened right here at 7 o'clock. Price didn't really do anything. It's now coming down a little heavier. So if that's the case, then yeah, exactly. Rashida said we really need a lower low, because once that lower low is established, once the lower low is established, we can figure out exactly where the support's at, right? Because we already know the resistance is up here. We have the 1 minute resistance level. Once we get that lower low around any level over here, you know, wherever it may be down here, then we can really look at that as the support. And we're like, okay, this is where the actual range is happening. But we don't have that lower low yet. That's why it's key that you guys have my high low indicator, because a lot of people will misidentify where the lower lows are at, right? And it's easy to misidentify because you just look at the lows and you're like, okay, this could be a lower low. Like, I'm pretty sure some people would have identified this as a lower low right here. And it's really easy to get confused because you have a low right here, price pushes up. You can identify this as a possible low. and then it comes back up, and you might identify this as lower low. But realistically, it's a higher low because it's not really established. This right here would be an iffy area to choose as a low point. But I know some people would choose that as it. But again, there's no entries here. Again, we'll just continue looking. Prices ranging within this area. Yeah, countless of the news didn't do anything. Let's see, Brian's asking on the 58-minute, is that a high-low momentum entry? 58 entries. Yes. So this would technically be a high-low momentum scalp entry. We had a higher high right there. This candle broke and closed past the pivots 1 and 2. And it would be considered a high-low momentum scalp if that was something that you were looking to take. Yeah, it looks like it went straight to TP and then it bounced directly off the TP right there, Brian. So if anybody was looking to take that, I know some of you guys like to apply the strategy. The strategy works very well during ranging markets, which is what we're currently in. There was a higher high right here. That's the first step. There's a sell signal right here. It broke and closed past pivots 1 and 2, and then it went straight down to its TP. So yeah, you properly identify that, right, as a high-low scalp, high-low momentum scalp. I think it was right at news though, right? Yeah, Daniel said I wanted to take it up, but it was right at news. So news happened right here at 7 o'clock. So yeah, I probably wouldn't have taken it right there because you can see how price kind of goes back and forth. A lot of fake outs happen because of the news, because price reacts to the news event. So yeah, unfortunately, it was right next to the news. But if there was no news there, it looks like it could have played out pretty nicely back down. Second, guys. And the weird thing is my voice is only like this during the morning. It's because it's so cold here now. It's really starting to feel like winter. Yeah, I might just have to turn on the heater here in my office. All right, so we have a buy signal here that just came up. This could be a breakout V3 continuation, but again, it's right at the session, so it's not really an area that you would want to trade in necessarily. Buy signal. I mean, there's not too much going on here. If you look at the clean chart, so I'm going to go into draw structure here temporarily so that you guys can have an idea of like where structure might be sitting, which is probably going to be right here. I'll make some adjustments when time comes, but right now we're just going to use this as temporary structure. So you can see where price is ranging. Price is ranging around this area right here. This is the actual range. And then this right here is just a huge fake out. Price came down to lure people in for a sell because people would have thought that, if you saw something like this, I'm pretty sure you would have been like, okay, price is finally going to come down. But it didn't. Price came down to the sessions. If I turn on the sessions right here, you'll see exactly where it's at. There goes the sessions, right? That's exactly where the fake out happened. So this whole area right here is just manipulation down on the bottom. This is the actual range. Until we get a lower low, I'll mark up the structure, but right now we'll keep this as temporary structure as we wait for something to happen here. So the breakout V3 continuation never came up. The actual breakout V3 hasn't came up this entire time. There's a high-low momentum scalp right, or sorry, what is that thing called? There was a counter scalp that came up right here, but it was right at the sessions. Again, right here, another counter scalp for the people who like to take that entry. It's like William's favorite entry. William's not here today though. But I mean, there's entries to take. It's just, again, this happened right at news, 7 o'clock. So there was a momentum counter scalp right here. Sell signal, 2 green candles, counter scalp to the upside. So there's a breakout V1, counter scalp. This here push to the upside. It's just a lot of red flags though. Nick said, LOL, really starting to feel like winter. Just got back to Oregon from Christmas in SoCal. I was wearing shorts over there. Back in my place in Oregon, it's 35 degrees. That's crazy. Yeah, no, over here in California, it's still warm. Like in the day, you can wear shorts. Like you can literally wear shorts all day long. It's just like early morning. It's like, and it's not even that cold here. It's like maybe 56 degrees. So it's nothing compared to like Oregon or like New York. Yeah, and then Oregon or East Coast weather, or even like Midwest, like Natasha over here said it's 35 degrees where she's at. Yeah, no, I guess I got it nice over here in California. It's always you can wear shorts all year round. That's why I don't think I could ever leave California. It's like and we don't have like hurricane season like in Miami. It's like it's a different world. All right, so we got price pushing up right here. It's finally pushing up. It's right at the all-time high. It's projecting directly off the sessions, which is also the all-time high. So this purple line right here is the all-time high, and it's also the Asia high. You know, it's kind of crazy that we reached the Asia high during, we reached the all-time high during Asia session. That's kind of unusual. There we go, new all-time high. So it's breaking right through. I really hope we get an entry though. I'm just like kind of waiting for something here to come up, but there's just nothing that's come up yet. So I think one of the main things I'll be looking for is like a V1 pattern. So I'll be looking for some double bodies or double wicks, and then I'll see if there's any continuations that I can find from there. You know, the same confluence that we use, we've been using that confluence for a long time. Like, you know, even with these momentum signals, we look for some V1 patterns and then followed by momentum signal. And then, I mean, for the most part, give a pretty good idea of like where price is going to go. So like, for example, over here for this high level momentum scalp that you guys are looking at, there's a higher high right here, but it's also a V1 pattern right here. It's a double body. So this would have been a good entry, you know, if it was like not near news and stuff like that. So, all right, so let's see what happens here. If price fakes out or if it continues to push up. It is at the new all-time high. And you can see where the manipulation happens right at the session. So price pushes up, gets manipulated, comes right back down. Same story, different area. It's you know, these sessions have been super, super helpful over the past couple months now with avoiding any bad trades. Natasha's asking, is that good or bad? It's kind of neutral, Natasha. There's nothing like really good about it or there's nothing really good or bad about it. It's just it established a new high, and at this point, it can just keep establishing new highs. It just hasn't pushed up very high. Like it would be good if price broke past it. So for example, you see how, or you probably can't see Natasha because you're on your phone, but price is at an all-time high. If it would like break past it and continue pushing up higher, that'd be good because then we could establish a new range up here and then we can continue riding it up higher, right? But since it kind of just came up slightly above the all-time high and came back down, this is really just a fake out. So let me go over here real quick to our clean chart. And let me show you guys what I mean. So on our clean chart over here, look how price pushed up past the 4-hour resistance level. It didn't really go anywhere. So this is just the fake out area up here. So price came up, faked out, didn't really establish anything too crazy. And then same with the situation down here. You know, price came down, faked out at the sessions. Down here, price pushed up, faked out at the sessions, came right back down. So didn't really do anything. It's still pretty neutral for the most part because they're just fake outs in both directions. They're just looking to lure in some traders, right? And that's kind of the situation there. Yeah, Maddie said it's boring. Patience type of day. Yeah, I'm not really gonna rush into anything here. I'm gonna wait for something here to come to me. It's 7:15 right now. We're nearing the end of the year as well, guys. So that's another thing to kind of pay attention to and look at, right? We're nearing the end of the new year. So, you know, the volatility might just be flat for like from now until tomorrow, because these are the last 2 trading days of the year. It's usually a hit or miss. If you guys have been trading with me over the years, you know, the last couple of days of the new year, usually the last week. So the entire last week is usually going to be hit or miss, like super hit or miss. It's either going to be very volatile or it's going to be super flat. These past 2 days have been super volatile in the beginning, and then it kind of flattens out. So it's a different type of year. But the difference with this here is that we're at all-time highs at the very end of the year, which is pretty crazy. Usually, I mean, there's a Santa rally, but it usually isn't at the all-time high. It's usually just continuing to correct back up to where it was before. But this year we're at an all-time high, like on the last 2 days of the trading year. So we'll see. Yeah, Rashida said not forcing anything. That's probably the best thing here, guys. Like, just keep in mind today and tomorrow is gonna be risky trading. So there's no need to force anything, right? We've had a great year so far. There's no need to like force anything else. Yeah, there's no reason for it because the market's kind of good. It's gonna do some like random stuff. And it's a lot easier to see here on the clean chart because you can see how price is kind of moving along. Here we go. As price pushes through, it might push through and establish a new higher high or a new all-time high. It's trying to, but it's not there yet. This higher high is the new all-time high. So that's kind of what I want to happen. I prefer it to push up and then just establish structure up here above the sessions. Because I'd rather have it range above the sessions than have it range in between these sessions right here. But again, no luck there. Price tried to push up, got pulled back into the sessions, and we'll see if it has another try here. We got some more profits here from Delicia. Delicia locked in a total profit of 324 for the day. Nice work, Delicia. Solid work right there. Yeah, there's nothing going on, guys. ATR is currently 11, so ATR is not exactly horrible, but it is still ranging right here. So again, it needs to be consistently above 12. In a better situation above 15 for it to be moving directional. But yeah, right now it's not really doing too much. Here's like one thing that, I mean, it's not really going to be too useful for US30, maybe for different assets. Or, I mean, even if you want to go for something small. I kind of looked at something that happens between these ranges. Like whenever price ranges, right now it's not a good range. It's kind of a unusual range. But if you have a pretty smooth range where price is consistently going back and forth, what I've noticed is that, and I don't recommend anybody do this, but whenever price is going back and forth like this, what I've noticed is that if you look at the ATR, you can get half of the ATR or maybe a little more than half. So for example, right here, ATR is 11. You can literally get in. The only problem here is the spread. If the spread's too wide, it's going to be super tough to get in and out of these trades. But what I noticed is that, so say for example, the ATR is 11 here, so you maybe go for five points. You can like pretty much just set a pending order somewhere. Like for example, see how price is coming down, and you go right in between the range. You probably want to go a little high. I think 5 would be a little too small. You probably want to go for maybe 8. And what you can pretty much do here is when price gets down to the middle area, you can just have a pending order there. So actually you go for a sell here right, I would go for a buy. So how the price is ranging right here, I would go into the direction of momentum, probably trend. And you can just basically set a pending order in the middle of that move and then catch a move here. So for example, price kind of comes down right here. And then you get the buy signal, price pulls down, and goes up. You just have like your pending order there for an 8. And then like when this candle here pushed up, you can pretty much trade within the range. And this is kind of similar to the strategy that I was kind of referring to earlier. Like you have a buy signal here, price is ranging within this area. The range could even be smaller. But if you had the range there marked up, like a clear range, you could pretty much just have a pending order, like a buy stop just waiting there. Price will push up and blast right through your TP. It's kind of similar to the liquidity, but I mean, it is liquidity pretty much because there's liquidity sitting right here. But it's another type of ranging strategy, but only if the range is like super obvious. Right here, it's not super obvious, but for the past couple of days, I've been kind of just reviewing charts, and that's something that I noticed could be applied. So I'll try to put something together. I just got to look at more charts to see how obvious it is, because it'll just be like basically a variation to liquidity. Because you guys remember a long time ago, we used to mark up liquidity on the 1 minute time frames. So it pretty much goes hand in hand with what we used to do back then. It's just a little easier. Yeah, Rashida said, I've never seen the V3 take so long to come up. Yeah, so the V3, the breakout V3 is a breakout strategy. So it's supposed to happen early in the session. We've been on this live session for about an hour now, and there still has not been a V3 breakout, which is really unusual because usually you'll find like whenever momentum comes up, you'll find like at least some push in that area, right? But we haven't had that yet. So yeah, I'm with you on that, Rashid. I haven't seen anything like this where a V3 hasn't came up in an hour of a market open. The volatility hasn't been super flat. It's been decent, and there's been some direction, but yeah, no V3 yet. At this point right here, price is pretty much ranging within the sessions. So I don't even know if we'll get any movement here. Prices just keeps getting manipulated around this area. So again, this is why we don't trade around the sessions, because this is normal. This is normal market movement for the sessions. Another thing too is that it's been like I've never seen it like this where there's no lower low. Like there's no structure that's actually produced. As I said earlier, I drew this temporary structure here, but we haven't had a lower low like pretty much all session. The market's been open for an hour. There's usually a lower low and a higher high that get established at some point, right? But like for example, right here, like this was a huge drop. And I thought this would have been maybe the actual range. But since there's no lower low, there's like not really much here to work with. It's just markets moving kind of weird because you can see here it got kind of close to it. If this candle here would have pushed down a little lower, like down below this high low right here, then it would have established a lower low. But since it hasn't, there's no lower low yet. So I think if price pushes down a little further from where it's currently at, down here, it'll establish a lower low. D said, Sean, I got a Discord message from Kodi Kai Trades. Is that one of your admins? No. So guys, I'm never going to message you guys first. None of the admins are going to message you guys first ever. I mean, I might message you from time to time if I need to get some information, but I'm never going to message you and ask you, like, I'm not going to have any conversation with you. So D, that's a scammer. So guys, just keep in mind on Discord, we try to move away from the scammers on Discord, but unfortunately the scammers are going to follow wherever it goes. But yeah, I'm never going to message you first. I mean, if you can take a screenshot of it, D, that'd be great. But yeah, just a heads up, guys, I'll never message you first. It's not that I don't care about how you're doing your trading or like what you're doing in life, but I'm never going to message you. I'm lazy as it is. So you're not going to see me go and message you like, hey, how's your trading doing? Do you want some help? That's definitely not going to be me because I'm not going to reach out to give you help. If you reach out to me for help, I'll help you. But I'm never going to reach out like, hey, how can I help you? Because I'm not looking to help anybody. I'm not looking to do more than I need to do with work. So let's see. Dio here send me a screenshot. Okay, yeah. So this is if you guys just read the message, this sounds nothing like me. So it says, "Hello, D. Hope this week has been a good week of trading for you." And look, his grammar sucks. Like, there's no comma that should be there. I'm grammar police, so like, I'm not gonna put a comma where it shouldn't be. The comma shouldn't be there, or that you're still working on learning how to develop a positive mindset. Yeah, like I don't even talk like this. If you guys ever get a message from somebody that you think is and if you look at his screen name right here, so D, look at his username, it's misspelled. It's code KOD. There's no I right there. So a couple red flags here is if you ever get a message from someone that you think is me, just read his username. Username's not even spelled properly. And if you just read his message, this literally sounds nothing like me. Hello, D. I hope you have a good week. You've been having This week has been a good week of trading for you, or that you're still working on learning how to develop a positive mindset. I would never tell you that. Develop a positive mindset and a thorough understanding of the market before getting fully involved. I would never tell anybody that. So just read the message. If you ever get a message from someone you think is me, I know many traders have struggled with their entry and exit points and their confidence. Yeah, this guy, he took too much time into putting this message together. If you ever get a message from me, it's going to be a small message like, hey, what's up? It's not going to be like, okay, I'm going to explain myself. And it's also good to check in with members from time to time, see how they're progressing and hear their opinions. Yeah, it's definitely not me, D. Thanks for letting me know. But yeah, guys, I'm never going to message you, and I'm never going to put this much thought into a message. I'm very casual with you guys. So if I do message you, it's going to be a super basic message. It's not gonna be anything crazy. It's gonna be like me, but it's probably me joking around with you. Um, I'm not really formal, guys. Like if you guys have talked to me before, I'm not formal at all. I mean, I can be formal, but I'm never gonna be that formal. Um, yeah, Sam said if you've been on the live long enough, you know Sean doesn't speak like that. Yeah, for sure. Natasha said I know how to speak, Sean. And I'm pretty sarcastic too a lot of the time. So if I'm ever talking to you, I'm always gonna be like, I'll be shooting the shit with you guys. So yeah, if you guys ever get a message for one, just look at the message. And if it looks like something that doesn't sound like me, it's probably not me. And then the main thing here is to look at the username. So you can see the username here is misspelled. But yeah, I want to make sure none of you guys get scammed. I'm never going to ask you guys for money. I'm never really going to reach out for anything. I mean, if you guys reach out to me, I'll help you. I'll respond to you. I'll give you help. I'll give you some analysis, whatever you guys need help with. I'll respond to messages, but I'm probably never going to message you directly because you guys can only imagine, there's like 100, there's like hundreds of you guys in the group. So if I was to message you guys directly, that's just so much work for me. And you guys already know I'm trying to do the bare minimum work. I just want to get on this live session, make some money with you guys. We all make money. We're all happy. And then we wrap it up and we come back tomorrow and do the same thing. But I'm not going to try to mentor you guys unless you guys ask for the help. So. All right, there's nothing going on here. As you guys can see, price is pretty much consolidating around this area. I know we went off topic for a little bit, but it's fine because there's nothing here to look at anyways. Price is pretty much just consolidating around the sessions over here. We did have a breakout V3 continuation right here, but it was touching the session. So we had a sell signal right here come up. We had a red candle follow it right there. It touched the sessions right there. So that makes it invalid, right? If it didn't touch the sessions, this could be a possible entry for a breakout V3. However, it's touching the sessions right here, so I wouldn't mess with it. It's just too risky. We have news right here at 7:30. Mark that up real quick. But again, guys, yeah. So I'm never gonna message you guys first on Discord. Yeah, usually when you guys sign up, there's like directions already. So the directions when you sign up are to message me. So I'm never gonna message you first. I'm never gonna say like, hey, well, like when we first opened the Discord, I asked people what their username was because I needed to update it. But for the most part, the email that you guys get when you guys sign up to the premium tells you to reach out to me personally. So you'd have to send your username to me to have everything updated. But other than that, yeah. Here, I'm gonna put this over here real quick. Where's our scam alert? Okay. Where's that box at? Box tool. Yeah, man, these scammers got to get smarter. They got to learn how to talk like me. Every time I see these scammer messages, it always cracks me up. 'Cause it's like I don't talk like that. All right, where's that tool at? Probably the same scammer from like way back. Dude can't make money doing anything else. He just scams people. All right, so we can do this right here. Export it as a JPEG. All right, I'm gonna put that right there. Just a reminder, guys. You guys will see it's the same scammer. He does the same thing. He just changes his name a little bit. Right here, Kodi Kai trades with a number. Definitely not me. There's a bunch of these scammers. They're all fake. So, all right, guys, back to the charts. Nothing here at the moment. Yeah. So Sisu just said, imagine if that dude is using ChatGPT because his grammar was so much worse before. Yeah, yeah, it probably he probably is because it looks like such a generic message. If you guys remember before, there was like a Nigerian scammer, Nigerian prince looking to scam people for some Bitcoin. Probably the same guy. He probably learned how to use ChatGPT, but still needs to work on that. All right, we have a breakout B3 that's setting up right here, guys. The only problem with this here is that it's at the all-time high. So I don't know if anybody wants to take it. I'll mark it up for you guys. We'll kind of see where it pushes through. The ATR is super low, so I don't think I'll be taking this trade, guys. ATR is at 8 points. So it's extremely low right here. As you can see, when I put in the TP stop loss for 1030, there's such a huge gap here. So it's going to have to push up, like super far before it can, reach its TP. So just want to keep that in mind. Yeah, I mean, if the scammer ever reaches out to you and then he wants to, if you guys want to mess with him, because he's never going to message me, so I can't really mess with him. Okay, so here goes the breakout B3 continuation. I wouldn't take the trade because the ATR is so low. This is probably just going to go sideways for a very long time. But yeah, if the scammer ever reaches out to you guys and you guys want to mess with him, try to get him on a FaceTime. Because if you guys remember before, I think someone here got him on a FaceTime. That was a long time ago. It was like summer of like 2021 or summer of 2022. So I think they caught him on FaceTime one time, or they screenshotted his face. It was a while back. It's a long time ago. All right, so the trade here is still running. I mean, it's taking a long time, but it's still running. I don't even know what year that was. I type scammer. Yeah, that's okay. I was going to show you guys a picture of the scam that they caught, but majority of you guys have seen him already. Anyways, the breakout B3 is currently running right here. I'm not in the position. It's just the ATR is way too low. As you guys can see right here, it's at 7. So the last thing I want to do is get into a position and then be stuck in this back and forth movement for a long time. Because I think this trade will probably run for like at least like 10 minutes, if not 20, if not more, since ATR is so low. Because if the ATR is 8 and you're going for 100 pips or 10 points, it's going to take a while for it to kind of push through. Daniel said, I feel like you tried a couple times this year to find the guy. He's a mystery. Yeah, I mean, so the best thing that we can do for the scammer is to just ignore him. There's nothing that we can really do to stop him because he's just going to keep coming. He's going to try to find different ways to create new usernames and stuff like that. Here, I'll check the member list real quick. Um, yeah, he was kind of smart to not join the group this time. Like I was in the group before. I was like, no, like with his fake username, of course we're going to find him. I don't know. The scammers try to be slick, but they're not. Brian's asking, is there still a premium Telegram group chat? No, so we don't use it anymore, but I mean, it's still there, Jeff. So I'm not going to delete it because we have so much information and data in there. So if you ever want to go back and look at it, I mean, you can, but there's nothing, it's not being used. It's just I don't want to delete it because we have so much stuff here from when we used to use it. So like if I ever want to pull up like previous data or different trades or different templates and stuff like that, they're still going to be on here. Um, Yeah, good memories, exactly. There's a lot of jokes that happen in these groups. If you guys have been around, yeah, I know you've been around for a while, Jeff. I think you've been around for like from the beginning, I think COVID or pre-COVID. So a lot of you guys have been around for a while. You guys have seen that the group has gone through a lot of changes. Um, it's just, people come and go. That's just how trading is. People come and go. And I mean, majority of you guys have still been here for like a long time. So a majority of you guys who have been here for a long time, you guys are pretty profitable. You're pretty consistent at this point. And that's pretty much, the main goal here. But anyways, back to the trade over here that we marked up, it's still running back and forth. So this is exactly what I didn't want to be stuck in, guys. This is why I decided not to take the trade. It's pretty easy to spot trades like this that are going to end up slow is by looking at the ATR. So if you look at the ATR here, usually if it's below 10, I'm for sure not going to take any trades because I know this is going to happen. If it's between 10 and 12, possibly maybe take a trade. If it's above 12 and like closer to 15, I'll most likely take the trade because that's going to be prime volatility. Anything above 15 or above 20 is going to be a little high. So at that point, you want to be in between. You don't want to be too high. You don't want to be too low. Right now, it's obviously too low. And prices continue to, go sideways. Yeah, Natasha said she remembered when the scammer messaged her. She thanked him for his concern and told him if he had any questions, he would contact the original shot. So he stopped bothering her. Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. So yeah, if the scammer ever messages you, you should probably just let him know that he's a scammer, and then he'll probably leave you alone because he's just looking to lure in people to send Bitcoin or whatever. I know there's this one guy who got scammed a long time ago, and he still pops up every once in a while and blames me and blames the group for getting scammed. But it's just crazy. Like, I don't know how people fall for that, like sending Bitcoin to a random person. Let's see. Sisu said he took a trade last night during Asia with an ATR of 2. Took almost 2 hours to hit. Yeah. It's the ATR here it's super powerful, guys. It makes a huge difference. So, guys, I know I've been telling you guys every week that I'm going to give you guys access to it. I'm going to sit down today and I'm going to do it. So, I know every week I've been telling you guys that I'll give you guys access to this indicator here. I know it's super useful. That's why I want to give access to you guys. So today I'll sit down and actually enable access to everybody. Let me just check the indicator real quick. I want to make sure there's nothing here. So I currently call it the K2 trailing stop. I might change the name maybe to I'll just leave it as is. Trailing stop is cool. I mean, most of you guys will know what it's for. I just want to see if there's anything here that I need to change before I give you guys access to it. No, not really. Yeah, because I've been doing a lot of testing just to see if there's any problems that I might run into. But for the most part, I think it's pretty much fine. So I'll sit down today and I'll unlock access for all you guys. It just takes me a long time for that to like manually input everybody's username. And that's just the thing I dread the most, having to do work that I don't need to do. CC said, I remember that dude, he's legit. Just sent out Bitcoin to the scam with no due diligence. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyways, guys, the trade's still running right here. You guys can see it's been running for a long time. So entry happened over here. It's been running for about 10 minutes now. Yeah, Maddie said I'd hate to be in this trade. Yeah, because it's not really doing anything. It's just going back and forth. So the ATR is just way too low, guys. I think that should be a rule of thumb. If the ATR is ever below 10, like don't even bother looking at don't even bother taking the trade. Because if it's below 10, you can see here that it's just going to go back and forth for a long period of time. Maddie said he's shutting down for the day. Yeah, same here. But yeah, guys, if there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. It's 7:41 right now. There's not really too much going on. I don't think a low was ever established. Yeah, so there was never a lower low that was established. So we could never establish actual structure. We had to just create a temporary one that hasn't really been used very much. So we have another structure right here. You guys can see the range here a little better. Yeah, so you guys can see the range here between these two structures. It's pretty flat. There's no need to take anything here or anything for you to really like hop into. Yeah, Martha said no trades for me today. That's totally cool. No losses is a win for me. And same with me, Martha. I'm 100% with you on that. Natasha said no trades for her today either. Yeah, no problem, Natasha. Patricia's done for the day. Shannon's done for the day. Everybody's done for the day. All right, guys. So yeah, if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I was going to say I'm going to hang around while I take screenshots of my individual profits, but I didn't take any trades today, so I have no profits to share. Looking over here at our team profits, we have Jeff with a total profit of 42.80 for the day. All wins here. Nice work, Jeff, with those little tight moves. We have Kenneth here, total profit of 140 on his first account, and a total profit of 1,733 on his second account. Nice wins right there, Kenneth. We have Eunice over here, total profit of 142 on his trade of eight. Nice work there, Eunice. And then we have Lila over here with a total profit of 1,830, all wins for the day. So pretty solid profits. If you guys took any of the trades that we marked up, I mean, pretty much all the trades we marked up did play out, except for the breakout version one that happened in the morning. But I kind of warned everybody not to take that because of the huge candle. Otherwise, this trade here is still running, which was the breakout version 3. I'm not going to mess with it. Like, there's just no point. The ATR is still at 7, so we're not really expecting too much to happen here. Just a bunch of back and forth movement as we continue to watch price move along. So what I'll do here is I'll just take a screenshot of my I'll take a screenshot of my accounts that you guys can see. I want to just be super transparent and show you guys that I didn't take any trades today, because I feel like there's some people out there who think that I'm still taking trades even though even though I say I'm not. And I want to show you guys that this is a discipline and consistency that you guys need to really be consistent with everything. What the heck? Oh, I spelled it wrong. Yeah, because I mean, I feel like the real problem and the real issue with a lot of people is being able to not trade when the market doesn't give you what you need for the day, right? And I feel like a lot of people, not a lot of people, but I feel like certain people, especially the new traders, they feel like you need to take at least one trade a day, which is not, it's really not the case. So let me just screenshot all my accounts here to show you guys I took no trades today. All right, so let me copy this over real quick. All right, so here we go. So here are all of my accounts for the day, zero, right? Because I didn't take any trades today. I'm fine with making no profits for the day because I made a lot of profit for the week so far. So for the week so far, I'm up 406 on my funded engineer, total profit of 2,580 on my FTMO, 3,080 on my second FTMO, 226 on my second funded engineer, 1,020 on my personal account, 1,387 on my TFF, and a total profit of 1,387 on my second TFF. So if you add up my profits there, I mean, I pretty much already added it up, but I'll add it up again. 406, 25, 80, 30, 80, 226, 1020, 1387, 1387. So total profit of 10,086 for the week so far. No trades for me today, so this counts as a winning day for me personally, because without any losses, the profits are just going to add up from now until tomorrow. So, all right, guys. Other than that, let me see the questions over here. Nice. Jeff said that he managed to close liquidity push on the session, and he's now done for today. Nice work. So he caught the last liquidity push up here. Just perfect. Yeah, nice little push right there, and he's done for the day. So nice work, Jeff. Albert says, Sean, your FTMO accounts are 400K. Just trying to figure out my lot size when I'm funded. So I have two 200K accounts, Albert. I think the last time you were around, I had a 400K account, so I merged these together. The problem with that is like I got kind of uneasy with the lot size because the lot size was so big and the profits and losses were so like bigger than what I was used to. So I prefer to have two separate 200K accounts, and I use a copier anyway, so it's not really necessary. So for my copier here, I use 200 lots. Well, for my 200K, I use 200 lots for the 100 pip move trades and the 300 pip move trades. So for most of my trades, I'm using a fixed lot size of 200 lots. On the 100K, you would use 100 lots, just half of that. So every other account is 100, but my FTMOs are 200. So pretty solid. Yeah, no problem. All right, guys, if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat now. Otherwise, we'll wrap this up for the day. We have one more trading day tomorrow, guys, before we wrap up the year, I think, right? Today's Thursday. Okay. Lost track of the week because we're on a holiday week. So, all right, guys, we have one more trading day before we wrap up the trading week. So if you guys want to come on tomorrow, I'll be here, same place, same time as we close out this trading year strong. So, all right, guys, other than that, if you have any questions, reach out.